they lost.
Everybody say party! 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 Everybody say party!
And the dreams they lost and the love they...
Everybody say party! 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 Everybody say party!
And the dreams they lost and the love they lost and the love they...
Everybody say party! 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 Everybody say party!
And the skies they lost and the dreams they lost.
Everybody say party! Everybody say party! Everybody say party! Everybody say party! Everybody say party!
Dreams they lost and the dreams they...
Everybody say party! 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 Everybody say
Dreams they lost and the dreams they...
say party! Everybody 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 say party!
Love they lost and the dreams they lost and the dreams they...
Everybody say party! Everybody say party! Everybody say party! Everybody say party! Everybody say
Skies they lost and the skies they lost. Such doge, wow, wow, doge pups maybe. Such lover, wow, much view, wow. Doge loving no stop. Good doge, such help, wow. I get help, hero sheep, so trip, such fall, wow. So internet, much add-on to HTML. Too many two-bar, very open space, wow, wow. Smile doge, spread word, such teeth, scary hand. Many smile, amaze, wow. Cool swords, many eyes. Stylish, peer, now, weddle ujob. Oh, so good, proud, so proud, wow, wow. Very fast, such skill, dunk master, very realism. Such 3D, wow, so printed, much doge, much done with lolcats, such changes, wow, so linguistic trends, many new languages, very syntax, wow, many constellations, wow, such good, such Milky Way, OMG, call a doctor, default Windows, doge top background, much approved maze, too much doges, so space, many colors, wow, galaxy, OMG, wow, such background science, such stars, very wallpaper, wow, inspiration, overload, space is the place.
I reckon when I go to sleep tonight, 20% of my memories from today will be real life, organic memories. And I will have about 32% organic memories from today. The rest is stuff off the internet. No, maybe 23% organic memories, 58% internet, and 7% smartphone. All my worrying time today was because of stuff I saw on Facebook.
Because that's going to happen. And this is going to happen. And this will definitely happen.
6% of my worrying time was from conversation with Mom. 87% Googling medical symptoms. 7% the man on the bus who touched me. 50% of my emails are from myself telling me to do something. 12% of my emails are from my dad telling me to Google things he heard on the radio.
Because that's going to happen. And this is going to happen. And this will definitely happen. And this. And this. Grey sea, the grey sea. Comrade. The grey sea, the grey sea. On and on and on. Beginning to feel like Mr. Jackson. The grey sea, the grey sea, the grey sea. 7, 9, 6, 2, 4. The grey sea, the grey sea, the grey sea, the grey hotel, motel, holiday inn, say the grey sea, the grey sea. Comrade. Weapons grade. Epidemic. Denial of the grey sea, the grey sea, the grey sea, the grey out on the 2, 1, the grey sea, the grey 7, 9, 6, 2, 8, 3, the grey sea, the grey sea. Denial of service. Malware. Cyber command. Hotel, motel, holiday inn, the grey sea, the grey sea, the grey sea, the grey 8, 7, 6, 9, 2, the grey sea, the grey. Let me slow down, look at it. The grey sea, the grey sea. Chemical fire. Cain and Abel. Minspill injection. The grey sea, the grey hotel, motel, holiday inn. The grey sea, the grey sea, the grey 7, 9, 6, the grey sea, the grey sea. Cyber command. Phishing. Botnet. Social media.
This fall, sit back and relax with Telstar's latest release, Songs of the IBM. With hits such as the IBM 110% Club, you'll be able to groove all night long.
We are the men who make IBM products, typewriters, ThinkPads, all the things the customer needs. In every global market, we are unbeatable because the people love our service guarantee.
Also includes the worldwide #1 assembler spoken here.
In coding and analysis, you'll never see us beat. Our staff, they are superlative, speaking fluent binary. Our legacy is the guarantee that IBM shall ever be. To stockholders and community, the best tech company, the best tech company,
Featuring
the best
the
tech
dance floor favorite,
Pack up your troubles
#1
in your
engineer.
laptop bag. Woo! Split Pen is here to fix your motherboard. Our greatest engineer, you'll have no need to fear.
Beloved hits like the Token
30
Ring
years
Network.
ago it happened that a man named E.M. Jennings had a vision of the future. Spreadsheets, documents, games. How could he have possibly known that the world would want his dream of a crazy supercomputer and a calculating?
As a bonus,
Steve Jobs came into the
erotic fan fiction.
wearing his signature black turtleneck and jeans. He was excited to return to his mistress Siri after a very long day giving a press conference for technology that he had created. Oh, Steve said sexually, I'll share some data with you. Genetic data if you catch my meaning. stately, plump, Buck Mulligan, a student of character of Malachi Buck Mulligan is based on the real-life persona of Oliver St. John Gogarty. Gogarty's pub is in Temple Bar in Dublin. Born in 1878, Gogarty was a renowned medico, prankster, and wit. I don't like Gogartys at all. When I was 20, my boyfriend took me there to dump me. Buck Mulligan, astute, stately, plump. Buck Mulligan, stately, plump, stately. First meeting Gogarty in 1903, Joyce described him as lithe, though inclined to fat. Buck Mulligan, S is for stately, but really for Stephen, and subject because the book's in 3 parts, S, M, and P. Stately, plump. What's Mulligan's BMI supposed to be? I mean, my BMI is 24.5, and I think that I'm fat. Stately, plump. Mulligan! Joyce stayed with Gogarty in the Martello Tower in Dublin for 6 nights in 1904. Buck Mulligan, stately, plump. Mulligan! First chapter of the book is Telemachus, and your man Mulligan is supposed to be Antinous. Mulligan! Antinous, the leader of the suitors of Penelope in the Odyssean scheme, is a Mulligan, stately, plump. Mulligan, stately, plump. Martello Tower, Gogarty and Joyce stayed in, is next to the 40-foot gentleman's bathing place where women were forbidden to swim up until 1992. Astute. 04. Gogarty describes himself as mentally and physically pingui.
Hashtag imagine. You're on the London Eye with Liam. It suddenly stops at the top, and Liam goes down on one knee and proposes to you.
Katy Perry's Dark Horse. 1B. Children-friendly tribute to the Illuminati. You look bold and black. The only thing I didn't like was your face. Your face, your face. Britney Spears work bitch, and Iggy Azalea's change your life. Do video celebrating kitten program.
Breaking up with Zayn, and Harry heard everything. Harry, come Zayn, we're leaving right now.
The Kardashian 2013 Christmas card, a tribute to the Illuminati entertainment industry.
The best time to drink champagne is before lunch. You come. Harry, as a single father, always taking care of his daughter. For lunch, you.
Ajax and ladies cold. Two blatant examples of mind control.
Your ex goes to see you, and Louis opens the door. The best time to drink champagne. on the London Eye with me. It suddenly stops at the... Hello, I'm director David Fincher, and I'm here with filmmaker Stanley Kubrick. Hello. And we're here to bring you the director's commentary for season 3 of Game of Thrones. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this scene? Oh, this was a very difficult scene to film. We were in the forest at night, and we wanted to have a sort of a whirlwind of children and leaves. And it was quite complex to achieve because we had to have real children as well as digital children. And this shot, I really love it. She's walking up the aisle. She's wearing this amazing dress. We had a team of 15 women in Bulgaria that spent 2 months hand sewing every single diamond into the bodice of the... Here, we wanted a sense of desert majesty. So the slaves are actually pulling the pyramids across the desert, and the camera pans down to the bottom of a sort of gully, and then there's dinosaurs running in a circle, breathing flames at the front of their... Here we have, the spaceship landing on top of the White House. And we wanted to have, the alien space lasers, being fired directly into the White House. It was quite complicated to achieve because we wanted to shoot the real White House. Here, it's a sort of a Studio 54 vibe, lots of sexy bodies, lots of gold body paint, cocaine, strippers, Bianca Jagger riding her horse in, very sort of decadent, very, very sort of decadent. You see, really, I won't call him a hero because the anti-hero of this film, he's a quiet man, he's a pastor, and, in his spare time, he makes very, very edgy, very transgressive, hardcore pornography. And, we didn't want to show any of this pornography in the film because we really felt that we wanted his story to come across and we wanted it to go to the largest possible audience. And so it was important that, we keep it clean. But we felt that it was quite important that within the context of the film, every now and then we plant some stills of, very, very short subliminal images of his hardcore pornography that he makes. And we, it would give the watchers a sense of dread. They'd feel sort of dirty and they wouldn't really know why. So if you watch very, very carefully, close your eyes if you're easily offended. But if you watch very, very carefully, you can just see one of these stills. Very, very quickly, just hold on a second, just there. The factory is next to the airport. The airport is near the Golden Syllable. At first was Patrick. Was free. Was Patrick. First was Pat. Think 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. 15 men on a dead man's chest. Boom a leg, boom a leg, boom a leg, boom. Kept thinking, I can live by my side and the and the love they lost and the dreams
but my spent so I don't want a fight. I want a rap battle in a club with people goading me and people cheering me. Spent so many I want to come up with an app which can kill monsters, not only on the television or in film, but in real life. 15 men on a dead man's chest, yo ho ho, and a bottle of a rum. 15 men on a dead man's chest, boom-a-lay, boom-a-lay, boom-a-lay. I want them to worship me as a stone god, or a styrofoam god, or a god made out of chocolate. Okay. All right. The King's Small Council are Grandmaster Pycelle, who's a healer, he's a counsellor. Then there's Lord Peter Baelish, he's also known as Littlefinger, he's the master of the coin. He played Tommy Carcetti in The Wire, that's important because he's Irish. Then there's John, who's the hand of the king. Varys, who's the... So now you're back. I want you to imagine a conversation. I want you to imagine a conversation where you receive a compliment. I want you to imagine a conversation where you receive a compliment and water is leaking out of your eyes, and in the background is a television set with a film with Julia Roberts in it. I want you to imagine a conversation where you receive a compliment and you're... So now you're back. Look. I should do 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of a rum. 15 men on a dead man's chest. Boom-a-lay. So now back. Look. Skytrains only ever travel into the future. When we are riding a Skytrain, we are riding tomorrow. Disneyland showed this conclusively, and perhaps if I thought and so I said, I think his work is very provocative for someone who is also a cat. And reader, I married him! Because, okay, the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao, and the name that can be named is not the eternal name. You see, the way that can be told of is not in a varying way, and the names that can be named are not in varying names, because Tao called Tao is not Tao, and names can name no lasting name. And you can't say that it isn't the real name, but the Tao that can be understood is not the eternal cosmic Tao, just as the idea that can be expressed in words cannot be the cosmic or infinite idea. And the name that can be named is not the name, and the way that you can go, it isn't the real way, and the name that you can say, it isn't the real name, and the way that can be spoken of is not the constant way, because the name that can be named is not the constant name, but her birth mother turns out to be black. Dun, dun, dun! And they bring her into a jail cell, and then this man comes in, and it turns out to be her long-lost identical twin brother. Dun, dun, dun! And you see, the Tao that can be talked about, but is not the eternal Tao, and the Tao that can be trodden is not the unvarying and unchanging Tao, just as the name that can be named is not the enduring and unchanging name. And where's the music? Where's the music? There's supposed to be music in this part. There's supposed to be music in this part. And because you see the way that can be told of is not an unvarying way, and the names that can be named are not unvarying names. And the name that can be named is not the name, and the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao, and the name that can be named is not the eternal name. And come on, let's hug it out. Hug it out. Hug him. Hug him. Hug him. Because you see, the way that you can go, it isn't the real way, and the name that you can say, it isn't the real name, and the way that can be spoken of, it isn't the constant name, and the way that can be named is not the constant and unvarying way. Because you see, Tao called Tao is not Tao. Names can name no everlasting names. Nameless is the origin of heaven and earth. Because the name that can be named is not the eternal name, and names can be named, but not the eternal name. And I am staring at your face. You are staring at my face. No hugging! No hugging! No hugging! And the doubt can be told about, but not the eternal doubt. And the doubt that can be certain is not the unchanging and unvarying doubt. Just as the name that can be named is not the unvarying and unchanging name. And the name that can be named is not the eternal name. And the name that can be named is not the eternal name. And did you know that the Pope is a Sagittarius? He's a Sagittarius. My dad is a Sagittarius. And you see, the way that you can go, it isn't the real way. And the name that you can say, it isn't the real name. And the way that can be spoken of is not the varying and unconstant way. Just as the name that can be told is not the varying and constant name. And he has all the iPods. She has all the iPods. They have all the iPods. And we have all the iPods. Because you see, the name that can be named, it isn't the eternal name. And names can be named, but not the eternal name. Because the doubt that can be understood cannot be the primal or cosmic doubt. Just as an idea that can be expressed in words cannot be the infinite or cosmic idea. And nameless is the origin of heaven and earth. And doubt can be talked about, but not the eternal doubt. And doubt called doubt is not doubt. And nameless is the origin of heaven and earth. And the way that you can go, it isn't the real way. And this is interesting. This is worthwhile. Will you just take the selfie? Take the selfie! Take the fucking selfie! Because you see, the name that can be named is not the eternal name, and